Have you ever been walked on during sex? How did it happen? Had the whole sock on the door thing in college, and my dorm roommate just walked in. Didn't leave. In fact told us we could continue, and I was like, WTF bruh? Ex and I were getting down when her dad walked in. We were in our teens. Thankfully we were under the covers and it just looked like we were spooning. We just sat there while he talked to us about something that we had to do later that day. It was really weird laying there while soaking it. Sister was crashing on the couch, GF and I were having some quiet fun in the bedroom. My old apartment had a mouse problem, and one of the traps went off and my sister texted a couple times which I ignored before walking into the room. I was right at the finish line. 3 more seconds and it would have been a lot more awkward. Twice. First time with my girlfriend at her mom's place. Mom walked in without knocking and my girlfriend was fortunately under the blanket giving me a BJ. She got such a fright that she jumped up towards me and hit her foot on the end of the bed. Her mom knew exactly what happened but pretended that she saw nothing. Second time was during a party at my house. My girlfriend and I snuck away to have some fun in my bedroom. For some reason, we didn't lock the door. My drunk sister came looking for us and opened the door. She made eye contact with my girlfriend while I was under the blanket giving her head. Credit to my sister, she turned around and closed the door and hasn't mentioned it again, haha. Pretended to be cuddling as it stayed inserted, and after they left, seemingly not noticing a thing, continued with the act. Had my girlfriend's pants down around her ankles and her shirt over her head leaning on the kitchen counter. Her 16-year-old son walked in from the garage. All he said was, "Jesus, Mom." Happened during my first time, but it was before anything was actually happening. We were both semi-nude and her friend who was the matchmaker for us walked in wondering if we had done it yet, saw the state we were in, gasped, and walked out with a laugh. My girlfriend's mom walked in while I had my GF on my lap doing foreplay. I was like a deer in the headlights when I heard that door open. I was just stuck there frozen with a titty in my mouth, and all I saw out the corner of my eye was a head shaking like can't believe this shit. Later that night got called to the parents' room for the talk. We dated 3 years after that. Girlfriend and I were 14, down in the basement fooling around. Her mother was upstairs with her boyfriend watching TV, and apparently decided it would be funny to creep down the basement stairs and snap a photo figuring we were just kissing. I was fully in third base at that point, and we heard a gasp. I swear we all heard the squelch as I removed my hand, and there was the weirdest second of silence before her mom said, "Okay Swoley, I think it's time for you to leave." And the mother's boyfriend gave me a 15-minute ride home in mortified silence. Depends on how you define walked in. My then girlfriend and I were looking for a spot to do the deed, as we couldn't at her family's house. We went to an abandoned rest area off the highway, and got a bit frisky, laid out a blanket out in the grass, and went at it. No lights around, pitch dark. Highway was a good 100 yards away, so no visibility to passersby. We went at it hard, and right at the moment of truth, I hear an engine start and I am bathed in the headlights of a pickup truck parked nearby. Then another a bit further away. Apparently it was a popular makeout spot. I did not finish. My then girlfriend, no wife, and I were going at it on the couch in her apartment. Her roommate came home and I threw my wife off me and scrambled to pull up my pants. We all kinda laughed and roommate went to her room. When she came out later she said I had a nice butt. Then we never talked about it again. She was my wife's maid of honor. Was going down on a girlfriend years ago, when her dad busted in the room to show off his new headlamp. It was Christmas morning. If he saw anything, he never said anything. Same girlfriend. I had spent the night with her, and the next morning we had the covers over us. While we did it I was behind her. Her sister came in to talk to her, oblivious to what I was doing. She was riding me topless, and Anne opened door without knocking and said breakfast is ready, and then her eyes adjusted to dark and she said, "Oh, that probably tastes better." And she closed the door. Sharehousing, fucking my girlfriend, housemate walks into my bedroom, takes something he left there an hour ago, walks out. No eye contact, just minds his own business as my girlfriend and I mind each other's. When me and my ex had one of her friends staying with us, she walked in on us in our bedroom, and was shocked to see us in a 69 as we were both coming. My ex was pretty loud and her friend thought something was wrong. We didn't even know she was there. She apologized later and I had no clue what she was talking about. Me and my HS girlfriend got caught by both our parents a handful of times. At my house my parents would just open my door without knocking saying something, so they saw some stuff, and at her house we had to keep her door open. But their house was old and as soon as someone touched the first step it was obvious, so we'd have like 30 seconds to get presentable. Well, one time the stairs didn't creak, and her dad just popped around the corner. Thankfully we had been together for a few years by this point, so they knew it was happening, just they didn't want to see it obviously. Then in college, during prime Tinder years, I met a girl to hook up with on there. Well, the first time we meet up, her mom came home unexpectedly, and the charade was up. Her mom was actually pissed and threatened to kick her out of the house. So since it was partially my fault, I said she could come stay at my apartment in the meantime if she needed to. When I went back to pick her up, her mom made me come inside and meet her. Apparently she had a bad history of choices in partners, but once she met me and I was normal and respectful, her mom calmed down and ended up liking me once. We were in the living room, and my mom started unlocking the door. She ran to the bathroom, I ran to the kitchen to struggle getting my clothes back on. Then my dad pulls up outside the kitchen slider, and when they both got to the kitchen, all my clothes were on inside out. Our grandma walked in. "You guys have some crazy stuff going on." Yes, and caught masturbating by my sister couple of times. Oh well, shit happens.